Hi everyone. So you have considered the pros and the cons of tutoring, and you have decided that this is the career that you want to go. So good on you. And this video is basically for someone who just finished school or university and they think that I want to become a tutor. So that can be a path that you want to go. So very good. And probably you're a mother and you're looking for some part-time job, so this can be suitable for you as well. So in this video I'll be talking about the 3 steps. And by no means these 3 steps is short and easy. Sometimes it may take some time in order for you to reach a level where you can teach individual students on a private basis. So let's go through the 3 steps. Okay, the first step is that if you just finished school, a fresh graduate, and you don't have any skill at all, and it is important for you to gain some teaching skill. And the best way to do it is to start looking for work in a nursery, or it could be a tuition center, in a kindergarten. So that is how you can start to get some basic skills. So while you get more and more skill and you're getting more confident, then you can go to step 2. Now the step 2, I mean for some of you here, probably you're already confident, you can teach, and you can just bypass step number 1, you can just go to step number 2. And step number 2 is you need to start searching for private students. So how do you start searching for private students? Well, there are a few ways for you to do that. I'm going to break them down to 2 parts. The first part is if you're trying to target an area, a specific area. Probably the area is actually near to where you are living, so that you don't have to worry about transport. Maybe you don't have a vehicle, you don't have a car, and you just want to walk to your student's place. Then the way to advertise is as follows. A, you can create a leaflet or a pamphlet. Okay, in the pamphlet, just a short pamphlet will do, and in the pamphlet you can record your details, your name, your contact number, what is your qualifications, what subjects that you teach. You just prepare them, and then after drafting it out in a computer or your phone, you can print out maybe 1,000 or 2,000 copies, and then you have your leaflet. So your leaflet is ready. You can go to the nearby area where you live, and you can start distributing them. Either it could be an individual house, or it could be a condominium. You can start, especially I can remember the time when we start to distribute the leaflets. We actually went into a condominium. It's very easy because in there they have a lot of letter box. So in a letter box you can just put in all your leaflets, and you can go to areas we have many houses, double-story terrace, semi-detached houses, and start distributing your material. Of course, having said that, it is not that easy because sometimes you have to deal with security. So what we did last time was that we actually went to houses. We tried to dress well, we tried to dress professionally, so that we don't look like some sort of a criminal or anything like that, so that we can just respectfully approach the security box and just mention to them that yeah, we are tutors, we are looking for students, and hopefully they are kind enough to allow you to enter their property so that you can start distributing your material. So that is the first way. And the other thing we can do with our leaflets is that we can actually go to, you know, like when you go out, there are shop houses, and they have stores. You can just go there. There are a line of car parking along the shops. You can start distributing, you know, in it. You can click on the car, and so whenever they are finished shopping and doing their daily errands, when they are coming back to the car, oh, they can see, here's your advertisement, and they can call you directly. So that is one way. And be in the shopping center, the big shopping complex, like in Johor, Bahru, there are many big shopping complexes such as Aeon, Tesco, and so forth. So in the car park, you can just leave all your leaflets. You clip it on the windscreen, and that is another effective way of doing it. Yeah, correct. Okay, so that is the first way that you can do. The other way that you can try is that you can create a placards or some sort of a big cardboard. Yeah, you can have a big cardboard, and you can put in your contact details, your name, your phone number, and what or which subjects that you teach. From there, you can just go to private schools or international schools. Try to go there before the school starts. That's when all the cars are entering the school, and also after school, when the parents come to take their children back home. So that is the high time that you can distribute your flyers or your leaflets, or you might call it your pamphlets. Yeah, so that is another good way, because if you are in front of the international school, probably you don't want to be in the school, because we don't want to be trespassing on private property, correct? Probably just outside the school, you can get ready your cardboard, your big poster or cardboard, and just hold the sign up so that everyone can see. Please make sure that the words that is being written, it is legible, is big enough, the font is big enough so that people can see it when they are driving past you. So that's another effective way in order to get new students. Now the next way is that you might want to go for the direct sales approach. So what do I mean by the direct sales approach? You can actually go to supermarkets, like I mentioned before, and when you're in there, you look for potential clients. So probably you see a mother with shopping together with her children, and at the same time you can just approach them, and you can and probably there's a nanny there, and you can just approach the mother, direct approach, just approach the mother, and tell her, hi, how are you, this is what I do, and this is the subjects that I teach, and never know, you might get your customer that way. So the direct approach is also quite effective. So besides that, you may want to try to go on to online websites, because on the online, there are many online websites. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay for it, and the one usually those ones that are free, so you can see them advertising what sort of tutor is needed for which subject, and then from there you are able to see which one that you want to teach. You can website may try to contact you so that you can connect with the student. So if you get to teach the student, usually you have to pay 50% of 4 lessons. So if you teach them 4 lessons, you have to pay 50% of the lesson fee. That's how it works for the free website. Another one is you have to pay for it. So you can go online and pay a premium, and then that way you can advertise for students. So online is another good way. And the other way, probably one of the most basic way, is that you can get recommendations from families or friends. You might tell them that you want to venture into this line of work, and tell them about which subjects that you like to teach. And then from there, hopefully they are able to recommend you. Okay, so basically, just to share with you our experience when we arrived in Johor Bahru years ago, we have 0 students. That's right, we have absolutely no student. So we actually try a combination of methods that I've described over here in order to get students. So we do all the shop houses with all the cars parking along there, and then we try to distribute our flyers over there, and we got a call. Someone called up and say, I'm interested, and then that's how I got my student. The direct approach, I've also tried the direct approach in a supermarket, and we entered the supermarket, we saw someone who is potential. I approached the mother and spoke to him, and she was interested. So that's how I got another student. Remember I mentioned about the way on Placards or a big poster, right? I actually held it up in front of a school, an international school, and quite a number of cars, when they passed by, they were interested, so they just stopped by, and that's how we distribute the flyers, and that's how I got some one of my first few customers at the time as well. So hopefully you can apply all that, and once you start to see the results, more and more students start to study with you on a private basis. So then you go to step number 3. Step number 3 is where you need to make the switch. Meaning to say that as you start to get more and more private students, then you realize that, well, maybe it is time for me to leave the other job. Probably you were working in a childcare center, in a tuition center, and in a kindergarten. So probably it is time for you to stop working there and just concentrate fully on private students. So there you go, folks. These are the 3 ways that you can begin a career as a tutor, and hopefully you have benefited